You know what really sucks is that I have a lot of stuff that I haven't watched or played or read or just consumed when it comes to entertainment and media because I feel like there's so much coming out that I'm always adding stuff to my queue, and the queue is ever growing and ever present, and it's been a massive thing in the background of my entertainment landscape for years. And I feel like I just keep adding stuff to my queue and it keeps growing, and I just never get to the initial stuff because the newer stuff looks even better, and I just feel like I can't get to it. And for example, I've never played BioShock. I mean, well, the original BioShock came out and I wanted to play it, and I just couldn't because I just didn't have a console at the time. So I waited until I did, and then when I did, I was like, I'll play this eventually, and then I just never did. And then the remaster came out, and I played it for like half an hour, and I was like, it's pretty good, and I just never got back to it. And I feel like there's so much good stuff coming out that I can't get to everything, and even more now where I'm making myself busy, and I just can't find time to actually sit down and ingest, for example, a massive game for hours at a time, because first of all, these live service games absolutely suck your soul, and I find myself just playing either FIFA or Rivals or Overwatch or insert live service multiplayer game that sucks your soul for no reason, rather than sitting down and actually finishing Spider-Man, the original one. Yes, I haven't finished it. Or playing BioShock, or The Last of Us 2, which I haven't finished. You know the amount of games I've started that I haven't, like, it's insane. Like, I get such a high from starting a new game, and then I just never touch it again, and then I just start another game and I never touch it. It happened with the new the Disco Elysium. Elysium. I've started that game like 10 different times since it came out, and I've gone through like 2-3 different consoles with it, and I haven't gone back to it. And I just started Dragon Age, the newest one, the what's it called, Vanguard, because it was free on PlayStation, and I just don't get to it. And it's been the same with like movies and TV shows that are right up my alley, but I just don't. Even stuff that I get into, like Bob's Burgers, I go like a few seasons deep. You know, that's also an issue, is that a lot of these shows, a lot of these games, a lot of these movies, they go on for way too long. And for example, for movies, if I'm not going to the theater and actually sitting my ass down and watching something, and when it comes out, I see that it's 3 fucking hours, I find it hard to find the time to watch it, even though I really want to watch it, like Oppenheimer, or The Brutalist, or, you know, whatever major fucking movie has come out recently that is really interesting. I did see Sonic 3 though, and it was alright. It's a movie, it's alright. But you know, there's just so much to consume. I can't get to it all, and it makes me sad because there's a lot of smaller films, shows, movies that I actually would love to get to that just get overshadowed by the bigger names in my queue. It makes me a little sad because there's a lot of those films that I love to see, even like smaller films like those A24, which they're not that small anymore, but those like artsy films that seem really interesting, even smaller indie games. You know what? In terms of games, actually indie games are much more manageable for me. Somehow I ended up finding out about Balatro a year later, and I'm actually quite enjoying it. I found out about myself that I really enjoy those card roguelike games, and I've been having a blast, even with Inscription. Other than that, games have become really big. And movies have become really big, and shows have become really big, and I find that I'm just ingesting the smaller stuff. Like, for example, I'm really into Silo right now, even though it's not tiny, but it's manageable. Surprisingly enough, it's gotten my attention for an extended amount of time, and it's actually not that bad. Or, like I said, indie games. I find that I'm just looking at a lot more indie games, and I'm interested in stuff that comes from like even itch.io, even though I'm not really a PC gamer because I can't really run anything on my Mac. I just really enjoy more bite-sized stuff. I even tried creating accounts on like Goodreads or what's that site, Letterbox, where you just list a bunch of shit or just put a bunch of stuff on your queue. Even I visit websites to put stuff on my queue, and it's just too much. There's a lot going on. You need to focus in life, and especially with entertainment, which is surprising enough, you need to focus on the stuff that keeps you from being focused. And it's really hard to actually find something that entices you enough to like sit your ass down. I find that a lot of times I just have to actually start something, which is probably the reason why I start so many like different games. I just want to find something that absolutely grabs me, which is why I really got balls deep into Silo, because it actually grabbed me and I wanted to find out what's happening. And I actually like sort of kind of binged season 1 in like a week, which is not really a binge, but you know, back in the day that would be a big binge. And I find that I'm actively trying to look at for these experiences, trying to dip my toes into different little things here and there, whether it be movies, TV shows, even music and books. I just want to like give it the little trial and see if I love it and if it engages me, which is dumb because a lot of like, especially movies and games, they don't really have to like engage you like in the first. It's not like a YouTube video where you're trying to like fucking exploit the algorithm. You have to like absolutely engage someone within the first 30 seconds of your video or else they're gonna click away. It's really not like that. It's not supposed to be like that for movies or TV shows or games, especially when games are absolutely massive. But I find that I'm taking that mindset to all these different forms of media, even books, which books are like the slowest burn ever unless you actually find something that's an absolute page turner, which for me back in the day was Dan Brown. Dan Brown is an absolute go at writing. I haven't read any of his books since like 2017, but back in the day he was the GOAT. He's an amazing writer, and sometimes stuff doesn't have to be as like enticing from the get-go. Things can be a slow burn, and I find that my want to have something amazing at all times has affected my relationship with like even anime, which I used to absolutely love anime like pre-2017, pre-2019 actually. I was all about anime, and ever since then you could say that I see anime for what it truly is, which is basically a slop fest with a few hidden gems here and there. And I have like zero to like little appreciation for the slop when it comes to anime, because I've just seen so much and I've been through so much when it comes to anime that I'm like I'm so over like 99% of anime, which is why I'm extremely picky with it. So it's definitely affected my my enjoyment of that medium. But that's not to say that I don't enjoy a good anime here and there when they come. Like I love Chainsaw Man. I actually finished that one. That Dan one, the first episode kind of lost me. I need to pick it up again because the art looks amazing and people are really raving about it. But it's just stuff that like I guess this is just a rant about me being upset that there's so much shit out there that I can't keep up, and that I would love to see all the other smaller shit that I really feel like I should watch. Like I said, like smaller indie films or indie games, or even bigger games, or books, which I have completely neglected books. I just bought The Wager, which is by all intents and purposes, from what I'm hearing, a great book, but it's a book and it's not as easily ingestible, and I just need to get back into reading books, but it's a struggle out there, man.